Okay, now let's take a look at your bolt locking lever. Your bolt locking lever can sometimes become worn. Whenever you go to take bolt gap readings, if you have a lot of play with the bolt system, with the bolt head locked, if you have a lot of play when you go to read gap, it's a good indication that this bolt locking lever is worn. You can see the hook of the bolt locking lever right here. And the bolt locking lever is this piece that rides the length right here. One thing you'll notice is that inside of this indention right here, there'll be a little pin, okay? And on the other side of the bolt carrier, as I was, there'll be a hole. Right back here, you're going to notice the bolt locking lever spring. Now this thing's going to look like it's under a lot of spring tension, but it's really not. The way to take this out is very simple. You take a 1/8 inch pin punch and you insert it into the hole on this side of the bolt carrier. Just stick it in there and knock that pin out. Just give it a couple of good taps and that pin comes out just like that. That's your bolt locking lever pin. It's a solid pin, it's not a roll pin. Pretty basic. Once that happens, pull your punch out and you rotate these parts out over and they just fall out of the bolt head. This right here is your bolt locking lever. You can notice the hook right here. Here's your spring. Now if you look, there's a hole right here. That's where your spring goes. And this part right here in your bolt carrier is where the hook goes. So to put it back together, we're just going to take your spring and we're going to insert it back into this hole just like that. It does not matter which direction you face it, just as long as it's in that hole. Then you're going to take your bolt locking lever, and if you notice the end with the hook in it right here, that hook is going to face in this open slot right there. So you just put it in, just rest it like that, and you're going to want to try and line up the holes through the bolt locking lever and the bolt carrier. Once you get it kind of close, you're going to take your pin, you're going to notice that one end of it is tapered. That's the end that's tapered right there. The tapered end you want to insert into this hole. So you just kind of start it with your finger and you tap it in with your hammer. Now if you notice, it's not going to seat all the way because you have this recess right here. To seat that pin all the way, just take your punch and finish seat it. Seat it until it's flush with the bolt carrier. Just like that. Okay, that's